Hello there. My name is Sandy, and since January the 2nd of 2018, I started a new journey on getting healthy after years and years of, and when I say years and years, I mean uh, 30 plus years of being what doctors considered morbidly obese. Um, I knew that it was time that I ended up um, doing something about it. I wish I would have done something about it a whole lot sooner, but I didn't. So here I am, almost 70. Um, I pretty much picked out my own program, and as far as lots and lots of exercise, cutting out on the foods that put me in the weight category that I was in, which meant uh, sweets and chips and you name it. If it was bad for you, it was probably one of my favorites. So anyway, I have, and well, I hate saying this, but I guess to do this to help those that realize that uh, it does take work, but you have to be committed. Um, my highest weight was 219 when I started this, and that's very hard for me to say because not only more than anything else, it's embarrassing that I have allowed myself to get to this point. Um, anyway, uh, this light's kind of anyway. So anyway, I started the program after my one of my doctors told me that I just needed to quit eating all the junk foods and start eating better. And with being a nurse, I know what to eat. I know how to limit my intake of things. I just chose not to, which is definitely my fault, no one else's. So anyway, what ended up happening, I got home that day, and after seeing the doctor, um, and I immediately said, I'm not going to wait until tomorrow because tomorrow probably will never come. So I immediately started um, rearranging my diet. I ended up giving my son pretty much our whole cabinet of food, and I kind of went extreme to be honest with you because it's almost like I was scared to even look at the stuff for fear that I would end up succumbing, to wanting to eat some. So anyway, uh, I kept going, kept going. I am diabetic, along with some other health issues, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. The one thing about my cholesterol is that I have a very good HDL, and which is good for me because when I've tried to take any of your cholesterol medicine, I end up having cramps so bad in my legs, and then my feet would curl. And finally, I just thought I can't do this cholesterol medicine. So anyway, the doctor said the one plus for me was my high cholesterol or my high HDL. So anyway, I started this program at the very beginning for about the first 3 months. No breads, uh, fresh greens, either chicken or fish. I even temporarily cut back on coffee, and I'd rather do just about anything than cut back on coffee. But anyway, that's exactly what I did. And so, anyway, after a while, uh, Oh, let's see. I guess I ate lots of yogurt. I had yogurt in the morning and at nighttime, because at the very beginning, I kind of, after about a few days, then I got to that point where I could actually do this and not stay hungry all the time, which was kind of nice. And then of course, with my head, I got to think, well, maybe I'm really sick because I'm never hungry. But I had to remind myself that I wasn't really hungry that about the first several days. Um, and then I started a very active exercise program. Um, I have a new step, and for those that are not acquainted with the new step, it's um, it's a high end exercise machine that is really good for people that have had knee replacements, hip replacements, and things of that sort. Um, and I started out doing about an hour the first week. The next week I went 2 hours. Now you have to remember I've been on this since January the 2nd, and this is September. Right now it's September the what is it? The 6th. Okay, September the 6th, and what I've done, I keep my exercise level at anywhere from 6 is usually my low amount that I do. I try to do between 7, sometimes 8, but 7 for sure. And I know you think, well, that's a lot. Well, I have to do a lot because I still have a lot to lose. And because right now I'm weighing 155, which, I've lost a fair amount. There's no doubt about it. But I'm only 5'1", and I have a small frame, and I got lots of extra skin. After being so heavy, but I've already told the doctor because I had one doctor say, you could have all of that cut away, and you probably have 15, maybe 20 pounds of that because I mean it's everywhere. When you get 70 years old or close to it, I'll be 70 this October. You're gonna find your skin isn't like it was when it was younger. You're not. It's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna be where it was at one time. Like my heaviest weights at one time were when I was pregnant and after the pregnancy, and I after my second son. He was my largest baby. I weighed about 154 when I went in the hospital. And so when I came home, I weighed about 130. And I'd be happy to weigh 130 right now. I really would. Um, but I'm not going to say that if I don't get there, if I don't go any, I want to go lower than what I am right now. But if I don't, then I'd be happy just to stay here because for the women, they understand. I went from a size 22, 24 dress size down to a 12. And even though at one time in my life, I would have thought a 12 was huge, now I think it's, wow, this is great. This is small. So, I mean, I have made uh, some great progress. Um, but anyway, like tonight, I still have a little bit more to get my 7 hours in, but I thought, well, I'm going to stop um, and see how this ends up working. Now, I won't do this every day. I'm first of all just going to see um, how it goes if people even are interested in watching anything like this. But I will tell you, I had both knees replaced, and all those years spending all that time with that extra weight on me, I never thought I would be able to walk like I do now. I mean, I was under so much pain when I would walk before that, well, I even had disability stickers for a long time because of the pain, the amount of pain that I had when I would walk. But now I can walk without any issue at all. Um, let's see, what else did I want to say? Oh, I know what I want to say. Since I'm wanting to try to break this, I want to get below 150 because then I'll feel like I've really made some progress. I got me a juicer and it'll come tomorrow. I think I'm going to start juicing twice a week. I probably won't do it every day only because of my diabetes and my ulcerative colitis. I don't want to end up, getting to the point where uh, I'm all the time in the bathroom and end up dehydrating myself. But I will. So anyway, I'm going to do that. Um, the one thing I'm going to tell you that I have added coffee back in my diet, and and for a lot of people, I know, they think that well, I'm not going to say me. I'm just going to say in general that coffee is not that great for you. Um, but for me, it's a comfort food. Um, if I can't sleep at night, I can get up in the middle of the night and start drinking coffee, and then it puts me to sleep. Because I think more than anything else, it's a comfort food, and it does relax me, even though it's got caffeine in it. Um, but anyway, and I have implemented. I do use. A lot of people don't believe in artificial sweeteners or anything like that, but I do. If I use creamers, um, I do use artificial. Well, it's hazelnut with it's sugar free, and there's 15 calories to a tablespoon and one carb. And I have tried them all, and I'll be honest with you, and it's cheaper than any place. I go to Aldi's and get their hazelnut. I've had a lot of the other ones. Ones I do not like and I won't buy. I think are what are they called? It's the newest ones, not newest, but it's one that's been out forever. Coffee mate, is that it? I don't know, but I don't like it at all. If I've even said the right thing. Um, the In a pinch, if Aldi's runs out of their hazelnut and their vanilla sugar-free creamers, um, and really, I think I'm the only one that buys in massive amounts. But I will buy. I don't know who makes it, Delight or something like that. It's sugar free, but it's 20 calories instead of 15. I don't even like adding one other calorie. But I do consume a lot of coffee. There's no doubt about it. And I guess if my coffee drinking days come to an end, it's only because the good Lord has turned me against coffee because I sure do enjoy it. But anyway, my new thing to try to drop some of a few more pounds just so I can get into. Um, well, I would like to be able to get in. Um, hate to have to sound vain, but I would like to get into. I got a couple size 10 um, slacks that I have that fit me great, but they're also the ones that are expensive, and I think the ones that are expensive are a lot better than the Walmart brand because a size 10. I mean, I'd be lucky to put my arms in them and act like they were my legs. But anyway, I'm pretty excited about the juicing ordeal. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. You know, when I was heavier, everybody would say, "Boy, Sandy, you just don't have any wrinkles." Well, when you start losing and losing fast, you start getting wrinkles. um, and this side of my face is a lot more wrinkled than this side is. Now, a lot of that is because I had a tumor on this side of my face, and when they had to remove it, even the doctor said it's kind of like I had a mini facelift almost over here because they had to pull the skin, back to close the area. So I always get tickled and say, well, I think I'm going to go see Dr. Zitch and tell him that I don't have a tumor here, but make it match his side. But anyway, I'm real, real happy about my progress that I made, and I am just so thankful that I am getting healthy. Now, I will tell you, there have been days that uh, we went to a movie and I ate so much popcorn. I mean, I just was so upset with myself. But you know what? I was careful about what if I got, when I got home, I was real careful about the things that I took in. And it's kind of, I make, when I have those days that I am consuming something that I know is going to give me more carbs and possibly calories, depending on how much I can consume, than I'm used to having. Why I have to be extremely careful about what I consume, either, however long after that's done. And my one standard rule I tell my husband, I said, if we go to a movie, it's going to have to be the earliest that we can go, because if I do end up consuming popcorn, I want it as early as possible, because that helps me burn up more, because that gives me my time later on the uh, news staff. Um, and my granddaughter had her birthday party. I did eat a cupcake, and I will tell you, it was so good. I'm one of these people that if I was ever around, I love white cake and white frosting. If I was ever around that, I mean, it was just, you know, put my face close to it and then inhale, and it was gone. Um, but I've been very, very blessed not to totally loose at all time. We go shopping, always, I'll go buy candy or something that, that I think I can't live without. And I just look at my husband and just say, oh, if I had this at home, this would be gone so fast. And he just looks at me, he just gets kind of tickled, thinking, don't look at it. But anyway, eventually I'm going to do uh, a video. Oh, no, I mean, where I show more of myself than just up here, but I've got my house dress on that, it's 9:26, so, I'm not real excited about showing off my uh, house dress. Okay. Okay. Well, we will see if this ends up taking off, and just know that you know most of the time, if you're looking to do something that that might seem uncomfortable, it might be tough, but oh my goodness, it is so well worth it. It really is. I just I told my husband, I said, I even though I'm not exactly I'm not where I want to be. It's not exactly, I'm not where I want to be. But I told him, I said, I feel so much better. And I said, I have, now not confidence, I know, like some people do, because I still, uh, can get pretty down on myself. But I I don't feel ugly all the time. I feel wrinkled most of the time. But I mean, when I dress up, I actually look kind of nice. I had this was at my very heaviest. Okay, that I'm going to tell you this little tidbit. Uh, I go to an orthopedic surgeon and take my husband because he was very, very sick. And when we were there, and this was cold weather, so me, if you're a larger person, it's real easy to think, well, I'm going to wear all these big clothes and big tops, so I can kind of hide myself. Well, maybe it's true that maybe it makes us look bigger, but there's a portion of you that is so comfortable feeling like you're being hidden, from anybody. Well, I saw somebody that I went to school with. This was a man, and of course, I went up behind him, tapped him on the shoulder, and I said hi, and I called him by his first name, of course. I said, "How are you doing?" And he said, "Fine." And he didn't say, "How am I doing?" or anything like that. But I caught this, and I just thought, people can be cruel, and especially cruel, when it's somebody that used to always be in shape, and now they're out of shape and look pretty dowdy. But anyway, he went. And I thought, I what I should have done is turn around and just say, and you think you look a whole lot better. But no, I didn't. Just went and sat down because I thought this isn't about me at this time. This was about getting in, you know, to see the doctor with my husband. But this is just to let anybody know, you know what? When we're overweight, don't think that we think we look good, or at least maybe I should just talk about myself. That because I knew that I didn't, I was extremely appalled by my appearance, and it takes a real special type of a person, especially if you know that person, and you have to have. That's where that empathy or compassion or however you want to put it, and I don't mean sympathy, I mean empathy and compassion come in, and you're saying, I'm going to, instead of going with rolling your eyes like, I can't believe she's let herself get that big. Well, guess what? I couldn't either. Um, but that's when it, just a smile, and maybe even say, well, I hope you're doing well. Instead of making those just gestures that are just so, you know, rude. So anyway, and I remember that so vividly because I mean, that really hurt. I mean, it really did. But you know, I just want to say that if you've been there and you're out of that, you know, been there struggling with weight, and then you finally got to that point where you never master it, by the way, because there's always going to be a little bit of a struggle when you get around things uh, that you love having. But when you get your weight off, have compassion and empathy for that person, that is really struggling, because I guarantee you one thing, they're struggling. They might make you think, well, I'm happy the way I am. I'm a happy camper. Well, guess what? I don't believe them. And I'm not trying to say they're lying. I'm just saying that sometimes if they think that you think they're happy, you know, uh, maybe that's a way of asking you to accept their struggle, and it's not your struggle, it's their struggle, but have that empathy where you understand. But anyway, I'm almost 70, and I did tell my husband, I said, on my birthday, I plan to have a piece of cake. I don't care if it's store bought or where it is, or if it's one of those Pepperidge Farm ones or whatever. But I plan to have a little piece of cake. Now, maybe I'll change my mind when that time comes. I don't know. But uh, as I say, don't know how this is going to go over. It might not go over. Uh, might not have anyone um, listen or watch, or maybe everybody else has got their act together. But it's taken me until this age to begin to think I need to get myself healthy. I've got grandkids I want to see grow. I want to see them go to school. I want to see them get married, and I just want to be here. I'm not ready to chuck it all and say I'd rather have this and that, and struggle with all these health issues that I had. And I mean, I'm still on medicine. I haven't got rid of any of my medicines or anything like that. I'm not trying to make you think, well, she's all healthy now. No, I until the doctors, have examined me totally. My diabetes is a lot better. My A1C has gone to 5.9, as opposed to, I think my highest was 8 something when I was overeating. Um, but I'm still on my colitis medicine. I'm still on my uh, blood pressure medicine. I do think my blood pressure's fine though, because whenever they check it, I mean it's like 106 over. I think it's usually about 60 or 61 or 62. So I don't know if that'll eventually come down, but they might not want to since I drink so much coffee. They might think, ugh, better not. But anyway, you guys, I still have about 20 or 30 more minutes I want to spend on my new steps. So I'm closing in on 28 minutes. So I think that I will end it here, and leave me a little note if you've seen this and tell me what you think. Okay? Good night.